Phone yangu ini ndinogana ndakadzima. They say stressless chimbochila. In the silence ndichidzidza. Verse by verse chichipinda. Ever since Mugabe zvinhu still zvakaoma. Asi dai Mwari mationa. Mumoyo mangu ndaremerwa. Tell me what to do ndinoyedza. I've got this evidence of zvinhu zvandohopa. Hope and revival for my hometown. Hope and revival for my homeland. Lord, restore us, make us new. Hope and revival for my hometown. Hope and revival for my homeland. Lord, restore us, make us new. Never run away. I'm here to stay.
Welcome. I am super excited to be jumping into this session with you. I am still figuring this navigation out in terms of recording on multiple platforms and trying to navigate the different admin stuff that you have to do, but thank you for bearing with me. Okay, right. So this is the first installment of the Modern Letters to Africa segment, specifically for the Zimbabwe audience and also for the Modern Letters audience as well, where we will be looking at what is going on in the world in terms of technological advancements, but not just limited to technological advancements, but actually even thinking about what is going on in business. What does this mean for future of employment? How does that interlink with politics and what our government is currently having on offer for us? So do engage with me in the chat. I will try my best to go through all your comments and engage with you as I go along, but I am excited to be doing this. Now, today, I want to talk to you about Starlink. Of course, a lot of you, some of you might know what Starlink is, but we'll have a look at Starlink and what it is and what it is offering for Africans and for Zimbabweans. Is that even a good thing for us to be having? Because, of course, something can sound good, but is it actually good for us? So we're going to unpack that today. And if you know about Starlink, if you have used Starlink, or you are just curious about it, let me know. What are your thoughts around Starlink? Good thing, bad thing? Are we for Starlink? Are we not for Starlink? I'm super interested just to hear what you have to say and what you think about it as well. And of course, I will share my thoughts of what I think. I will also share with you just some of the things that in my research I have been finding. So if you're seeing me as if I'm trying to navigate something here, I'm just trying to get my notes up so we can take a look at this together. So what are we going to look at today? We're going to look at what is Starlink, what are the benefits of having Starlink in Zimbabwe, what is the current status of Starlink approval within Zimbabwe, because of course that has links to Elon Musk under investigation by the EU because of misinformation around the Israel and Palestine war. So we will talk into that, and then we will go into that. So welcome everyone that is joined me today, that is joining me, and I am looking forward to just engaging with you and getting to know you as we go through this journey of unpacking a lot of what is going on in the world today. Now, what is Starlink? So Starlink is a broadband, and I'm actually going to go over to the Starlink website to hear what it is that they say about themselves. Of course, Elon Musk owns this brand. It offers other things as well, but specifically broadband internet. So on their website, boom, they have it: world's most advanced broadband satellite internet. Starlink is the world's first and largest satellite constellation using a low energy orbit to deliver broadband internet capable of supporting streaming, online gaming, video calls, and more. Leveraging advanced satellites and user hardware coupled with our deep experience with both spacecraft and on-orbit operations, Starlink delivers delivers high speed, low latency internet to users all over the world. Now, that is a lot of words that sound absolutely great, but all that they're saying is they've got a bunch of satellites that are out there, out of space, out of Earth, and what they're doing is they're using those satellites to power the internet that a lot of people are receiving. So what is the difference between this and the internet that we currently have? So the internet that we currently have is powered by fiber, so you have a lot of fiber, and when you think about fiber, they say that it's low cost. It's a low cost way of using internet, whereas this is supposed to be high cost. And I actually want to go over to looking at just the differences between, for example, as you know, one of the key Wi-Fi providers in Zimbabwe is Tel1. So I'm just going to read an excerpt. I don't even think that's the right word, but we're just gonna go with it, because English came by boat to the rest of us. So so it says fiber internet is generally faster and has lower latency than Starlink. It is also more reliable and has a lower monthly cost. However, fiber is not available in many places this is talking about the US. In the US, especially in rural areas. If you have the choice between fiber and Starlink, it is recommended to choose fiber due to the higher potential speeds and lower cost. However, if you live in a rural area, consider getting Starlink. Now, in the West, a lot of people are not actually talking about Starlink. I saw a video actually where Elon Musk was being interviewed, and he was basically saying that yes, Starlink is not talked about enough. And I can assume one of the reasons is because it is very, very expensive, and it is not necessarily targeted at the Western person, because what he's done here, and you can see that the recommendation for Starlink is for rural areas in the US. Now, that's why he's really trying to take up the African space, because when you're thinking about it from America, they say Zimbabwe, South Africa, African countries, all in general, are considered as the third world countries. Now, I'm saying this in air quotes. This is what they say. This is not what I'm saying, right? They say it's the third world countries, meaning that it's underdeveloped in a lot of ways. And one of those ways is just the technological advancements. Now, let me give you an example of this. In the UK, for example, I can go to work without cash, without a bank card. And why is that possible for me? It's possible because I can just use my mobile phone and I can scan my face, tap, tap, tap in everything that I do. So when I get on the bus, I tap. When I get on the train, I tap using my phone. And actually, they even have the watches, the Apple watches. So you don't even need your phone anymore. It's getting smaller and smaller. So you've got your watch. A lot of people do this. So they'll have their bank card attached to their watch so they can go and pay everywhere that they go. Now, that sounds great to a degree, but I've had moments where I forgot, just because I'm so used to using my phone. I didn't take no cash. I didn't have a bank card. And I'm in a store about to make a purchase at the till, and my phone died. So what do? I have to walk home all the way to my house again to come back because of technology. So whilst technology sounds great, whilst all of these things sound great, they are progressing, yes, in the West, but is it good to start then thinking about, bringing more expensive technology into Africa when they haven't even got the basics in place. So all this I'm talking about, you don't have readily available. You cannot go from Glenview into Harare town into Norton with just using your mobile phone. Like, that's just not going to happen. So can we get to a place where Zimbabwe is developed to the degree where people can pay using their mobile phones? I mean, you can do it. I think I was able to do that in OK. I was able to pay using my phone, but even then I had to wait half an hour because the technology was not sophisticated enough to have it happen as quickly as you would have it in the West. Now, this is not to praise the West, to say they're better, but we have to understand that our countries are behind. Our countries are behind when it comes to this technological advancement, and we need to get to a place where children can study abroad whilst they're online. You cannot, that's not happening as easily as it should over there. For example, here in the UK, a lot of people are hybrid workers. You know, I go into the office twice a week, and the 3 days I'm working from home, I'm doing everything online, I'm having my meetings online. That is not the reality of what is going on in Zimbabwe. So, of course, yes, Starlink has said they want to come into Zimbabwe and they want to offer their broadband services because, of course, it's saying it's great for the rural areas. Fine, fine, fine. That sounds great. Now, it's expensive. Reviews are saying that, number one, you buy part of the device and then you have to buy another piece of the device. And again, we're talking about spending more than $50. Now, the average Zimbabwean doesn't have $50 readily available to them to begin with to then purchase this. So can we come up with an initiative, Elon Musk, where you're coming into our country? And first of all, can we just say that the technology being used in a lot of these things are being mined, are using resources being mined out of Zimbabwe? Now, rare earth minerals are really big in technology. They're really big in the phone, like devices. But we are not seeing the profits that these technology companies are making reflected in how the average Zimbabwean is living their life, how the average African is living their life. And that's a problem. We don't even have money in our cash dispensers. Thank you. It's interesting. Someone is saying not approving Starlink will be suicidal. That's really interesting. Zim internet is amongst the worst in the region. This naturally affects the economy. Yes, 100%. I agree with that. And I think we do need Starlink to come in, but not at the price that they're currently offering it. It's unrealistic to charge me $50 for your internet. And number one, the reason why you're able to create this product is because of us to begin with. Like, that is absolutely ludicrous. Personally, if I was the person who was doing the approval for this, I would say, okay, you want to operate in our country, you need to cut your prices. There needs to be a negotiation. Now, rumor has it that, yes, Zimbabwe has received the application for Starlink to operate in Zimbabwe. And it's been really unclear because some people have been saying that it was due to come into Zimbabwe and people could purchase it in 2023, so Q4 of 2023. So that means right now, as we're talking, Zimbabwe should be using Q4. You should be using Starlink, sorry. So now, when you go on the Starlink website, they're actually now saying 2024, Q4 of 2024. So the question is, what is the delay? Now, rumor has it, this is where the rumor comes in. The rumor has it that because of the investigations that are currently going on, or Elon Musk is currently being investigated because of his platform X, which was formerly known as Twitter. He's being investigated at the moment. And because of that investigation, the government has now come in and said, well, yeah, I don't think we should be having Starlink coming into our country because, like we're always having hate being sent to us on this X Twitter platform. Now, if that's true, then I don't think that's fair to the people, because you can't let your ego, because of some nasty things someone said to you behind their screen on Twitter, stop you from developing the country. Yes, 100% someone said it. Like, having Starlink would be suicidal to a degree, because we need internet to come in. We need a new innovative something to come in, but also we need to be smart about it. We can't just let them come in. We don't want the sugar business again, where they say, yeah, we just want to come and trade and give you sugar. And we know how that story ends. Okay, we don't want a repeat of that. But what we do want is equal opportunities for all, equal access to all, because this man is a billionaire. He can afford to go to space. Some of you can't even afford to go out of the country. Like, let's be realistic. This is no longer about, oh, we want to benefit. Yes, we want to benefit, but let's also make demands on what we want. And we really need our government to be at the center of this. Okay, so now, what are the benefits of having Starlink in the country? I think, a lot of, I of course, some of you will know, I did a video talking about remote roles. So you on your laptop, you can work whilst you're in Zimbabwe, as long as you've got the skills. It's not like an easy thing. It's not something that you do, that you just wake up and you say, oh yeah, I'm going to start a business online. There's a lot of preparation that goes into it, but it's possible, right? So you can be wherever you are, anywhere in the world, and be employed by a company that is abroad. And a lot of people are doing this. I've had people in the comments that have been saying, yes, I currently do this right now. I work for a company in the US, but I'm currently in South Africa. Now, South Africa is a little bit more ahead of Zimbabwe on this. Now, we need good internet for Zimbabweans to bring money into the economy, not to enrich the government, but to enrich the land, to enrich the hospitals, to enrich the schools, to enrich the transport, to enrich the rural areas and farming, agriculture, to enrich mining. We need technology to be able to do this. We are so behind. We need to be having fast internet that is able to bring in innovation into the country. We need young people to be learning how to code. Listen, this is the reality, and I need you guys to understand this. It has been predicted, or rather, it has been predicted, I will use that word, by Forbes, that artificial intelligence is going to wipe out at least, let me go to it. Let me actually get the figure right, because this is absolutely crazy, right? So Forbes article says the following. Oh gosh, technology is failing me. I mean, it's great until it fails you. Okay. Right. The World Economic Forum. Now, these are the big deals. These are the big boots. The World Economic Forum estimated that AI will replace some 85 million jobs by 2025. Now, what year are we in? My friends, what year are we in? Right? If this is accurate, we've got a year and a bit until 85 million jobs are lost to artificial intelligence. We are already seeing an acceleration in artificial intelligence already. Now, artificial intelligence, you've got platform currently that exist. Again, one of those being founded by your one and only Elon Musk. Now, I don't know if I trust Elon. Like, that's a topic for another day, but like, what is Elon up to? Because me, I don't trust this guy. But anyway, he's doing good things. But getting back to the point. So right now, artificial intelligence, this is what you can do. You've got a platform that can turn an image into a video. So I go in, I put in an image, and it turns it into a video that can be 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Great. Okay, that's cool. Then, this is where it gets interesting. You also have the same platform. You type in a sentence, and again, it creates a video for you. It can create images. You can generate all of these things. So you're now having something that a specialist would do, taking 5 seconds to be done by technology. So a lot of jobs are going to be going. So currently, there's a lot of job issues in Africa. So we need young people to be trained in how to use technology. But in order for them to learn, they actually need to have access to it. They need to have access to all of these things, right? I'm just going to read your comments here. SMEs are naturally getting sabotaged by not approving an efficient business. This is a low-hanging fruit that can naturally give our economy a boost. Yes, 100%. Which government do we... Let's remove mafias first. I am a tech engineer. Well done, Richard. I like that. Okay, so the last thing I want to touch on today is this. Elon Musk. Elon Musk is under investigation by the EU. I don't have the article ready to hand. But Elon Musk is currently being investigated by the EU. And this is because they are claiming, can you tell I'm trying to buy time because I'm trying to find this article. I had it, but then I just forgot to put it to hand. Oh, here we are. Okay. So, this is by BBC. This happened recently. Elon Musk says he refused to give Kiev, I don't know how to say that, access to his Starlink communications network over Crimea to avoid complicity in a major act of war. Now, this is very interesting because whilst I've said all the benefits of Starlink, there's one thing that's just really scary about it all, which is I'm just trying to make sure that my laptop doesn't die here. 2 seconds. Okay. So, where was I? So there's something that's a little bit scary here for me that I just want to bring to your attention, that when there's a new saying called data is the new oil. Now, Elon Musk currently has a monopoly in so many areas and access to so much data. Now, data is power in this day and age. Data is power. We've seen Mark Zuckerberg be taken to Congress because of negligence of people's information. There's power in information, right? China is another big monopoly as well that is currently got big surveillance. So they track where everybody goes. They've got big cameras. There's a documentary on YouTube that you can watch on this. So it gets you to wonder, now, if Starlink comes into Zimbabwe, how much power are we giving to Elon? And how do we make sure that we have access to his resources, but he doesn't have power over us? Because we've been, like I said before, we've been down this road before. We don't want to go there. And I don't want to be under the oppression again. Like I never was, because I was born afterwards. But I understand, the sentiment of not wanting to be enslaved by somebody in one way or another. That could be mentally, that could be emotionally, that could be, resources being held captive. And I think we also see that with the current state, where you just feel, I cannot move. I just need something to change. I just need something to shift, right? So how do we make sure that, yes, we get, access to Starlink, but we don't give our power away? Because I would have loved if this was a Black man doing it, if it was an African man doing it, and if it was someone from Zimbabwe doing it. Someone saying, what is the difference? What is the difference does it have with Econet? I guess it's just the fact that Econet doesn't work as well in rural areas as opposed to Starlink. Starlink has got provides more in that area. Strive is close. I hope so. I hope he is. I would love Strive to be close, because we just need to keep this in-house. This is what I love about China, actually. They keep it in-house. You want to buy clothes, you want to manufacture stuff, you're going to do it in China. I would love to get to a time, and I'm going to end with this tonight, right? I would love to get to a point in our future where we say, made in Zimbabwe. Oh, who designed your clothes? A girl in Zimbabwe. Oh, who made your car? Zimbabwe. Oh, who made this train? Zimbabwe. Like, I would love it, and that would be my anthem, right? I would love it if we can say everything is being, things are being manufactured in Zimbabwe. I would love the history of Zimbabwe to be restored again, that of industrialist people. And I don't even think I said that word the right way, but you get the gist, right? Like this industrial nature that we have, where we're able to work our hands, where we're able to create, where we're able to move mountains just to make it happen for our families. Like, I would love to see that again. I would love to see hope come back to the people. And I feel like, right now we're not really seeing that. We're not close to that. So I would love to see, people saying, I want to go for education in Zimbabwe, and I would love for them to say, oh yeah, I'm gonna see if Zimbabwe has a scholarship. You see the way that we talk about the US, the UK, even Singapore, because remember, Singapore was once in the position that we were in. And my question is always, how did Singapore go from being colonized to be one of the top or guy at the top? How did that happen? I would love to understand that. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it there, right, guys? As much as we can talk about it, I'm all about the action. What are you going to do about it? How are you going to make change, even just in your own life, in your own family's life? How are you going to embrace technology? Because things are only going to get harder, and we need to be prepared, and we need to be ahead of the game. When you hear this, it shouldn't just be like, oh yeah, sure. How do we need to be ahead of the game? I would love it if we get to a point where Zimbabweans are united and there's this force that is developing, coding, creating things coming out of Zimbabwe in such a way that they'll be like, whoa, okay, we underestimated them. Like, they were talking about sanctions and we were like, what? They were talking about oppression and we were like, what? So anyway, I'm getting tired now and I'm getting weird, but I hope you get what I'm trying to say here. I have been Ruvimbo. I am from Modern Letters to Africa, where I'm just trying to restore hope back into Africa, trying to equip you to be technologically savvy so you can get those jobs online, so you can get those scholarships online, and also find your education online, because that is the world that we're going into. How can we embrace technology to build our future? Africa is considered as one of the youngest continents, so we have a lot of young people in Africa. They are our future. So how are we preparing them, and are they ready for that 2025 prediction? I mean, I don't necessarily go by men's prediction. As some of you might know, I am a huge believer of the Lord Jesus Christ. And for me, I have been listening spiritually and trying to understand. And I also feel this is a message from God trying to equip us to be ready for what is coming, because you're no longer hearing rumors of wars. You're seeing the wars happening. Israel and Palestine, Ukraine and Russia, potentially China and Taiwan. Now, we need to be prepared. So, what action are you going to take for you, for your family, for your future? It's not about me. You don't need to give me anything. You just need to invest in you and make sure that we're bringing back hope for whatever is next. All right. It's been great to speak to you all. Look forward to seeing you next Friday, and we will talk more about what is going on in technology, and look forward to hearing from you. Please also follow me on TikTok, Letters to Africa, where I am sharing a lot of content on there, teaching you again, as I just said, all the different skills, and also doing that. So still in the filming phase of producing some courses and stuff, so you can follow on there. And also, if you want to contact me or email me for whatever reason, please, you can do that here on modernletterstoafrica@gmail.com. So thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next time.